サムはどんなことがあっても暴力は望まない。そう思ったから止めたまでだ。君はチャールズ・ジョーンズ。ベン・ローソン。
ベン？
驚いたな。彼がさっき話した青年だよ。サマラ。
In today's video, my friends, hello, we are talking about episode number 3 and episode number 4 of Let's Play. I tend to never ever do this, but I have just gotten really backlogged on my anime. I'm currently still making videos for my gaming channel, link in the description. It's called The Game Looters, and I am covering Pokemon Legends ZA, a video game, and it has just absorbed every ounce of my free time that isn't the kids or the gym or work. And apologies for that. So please ask for forgiveness, still hit like, and check out what I'm about to say about episode number 3 and 4 of Let's Play. When it comes to this show, you know, we watched the first couple episodes and I was already kind of teeter-tottering with the show. But after watching episode number 3 and 4, here's a determination that I'm going to make, okay? First off, I don't know if it's good enough. I think it's a 6 out of 10 on its best day. I think it's a little bit boring. And I don't know how I feel about it introducing multiple... let me say it. I think romance is dope. I love romance. I love the romance genre. And I don't necessarily mind multiple love interests. But in the context of this show, I feel like it is like an action shonen. Stay with me. It's like an action shonen that has multiple arcs going on. But none of them, like not one of them is better than the other. Like they're both all just 3 okay arcs. And it feels like if they just focused on one arc, they could have really nailed it. So with this specific show, I feel like right now we have 3 mediocre arcs. We have Sam with martial law, which is the streamer guy. We have Sam with 𝐒𝐻𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥, which is the guy that she met in the hospital and was longtime friends with. He fell in love with her, blah, blah, blah. And then we have Charles Jones. He's the best one out of them, personally. We have Charles Jones, which is like the CEO or like the VP, basically outside of her dad who owns the company. He's the next guy running the show. We have these 3 coinciding storylines for her love interest that are going on. But neither one of them can really shine because they're splitting focus. And even on the 4th episode, we had Charles, who is a like... what do they call it? It's not judo. What is it called? I think it's started with a K. He does like the sword play. He probably does the whatever it is. It'll come to me in a second. But he does like sword stuff, right? Like in like a hall or whatever. You know, like they do like their master halls and stuff. And apparently martial law is his student. And then you have 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐿, who works at the coffee shop. He basically is a Starbucks worker. Then what the show decided to do is kind of have them all in the same space. So now all the love interests are going to know of each other. So that kind of thing, again, multiple love interests can work. Let me be clear. I just think this show is so far 4 episodes in, right? We got to think about an hour of our time, right? If you think about it in movie context, we're about... a normal movie is 90 minutes. We're about 2/3 of a movie in to the show. By this point, we should have like some really good idea of what's happening. I don't think that one storyline. I think the Charles Jones is the best one of the 3 because it makes the most sense. You know, she works closely with him. It makes sense that he would fall in love with her, even though she's like she's pretty, but she's normal. She's pretty much just like a background character. It makes more sense for there to be love interest and sparks there because he works so closely with her and he kind of has like this protectiveness of her. So that makes sense. The martial law stuff kind of feels forced. And then as they're introducing Marshall, right, in episode 3, sorry, they introduced a pink hair girl, Monica, who is a YouTuber as well. And she's a beauty and fashion industry YouTuber who basically did makeup tutorials and stuff like that. And she calls him babe and stuff. So obviously they've canoodled. And he only calls her just a friend. Okay. So he's playing the game. Totally fine. Yeah, that's fine. But because he already has a love interest, it doesn't really make sense for him to be one. Now, of course, you know, love can happen anytime and yada, 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 yada. And just because he has, he has a love interest, doesn't mean that he can't find his real love, essentially. But then as we transition into Sam, it just doesn't really make sense. He makes sense from a gaming standpoint and being the person that is close to her and reviewing the games, but like, it's just not really a strong selling point for me. Then you have Link Hudson, who just kind of got thrown in there. He's basically just like the barista who's been in the background. And then suddenly this episode, he's elevated up. Even though in episode 1 and 2, yes, I want to acknowledge he did ask her out multiple times. And it was hinted like he does this frequently. How dumb do you have to be if this guy's always asking you on dates, right? But regardless, you know, he has ties with her that we got exposed to at the end of episode, or during episode number 3 or 4, I think it was. We're talking about 3 or 4. During these episodes, it was exposed to us that, oh, well, you know, in a hospital visit, he got close to her and she consoled him, and that's how he fell in love. He's like the minor of the 3 characters. So it goes Charles, Marshall, and then this Link guy. Now, my fear is we're getting a 12 episode runtime, right? We're going to get 12 episodes of this show. You know, right now it's a question mark, so it's unclear, but typically we're going to get 12, maybe 13 episodes of this show. I don't think it has enough runway to really flesh out these characters. But then on top of everything else is none of them are that interesting. Charles is the most interesting one because I think he has the most compelling character. But none of them are like, oh, I really want to see what's going to happen. And then we go back to our main character, you know, and she's not that interesting of a main character. Like, her whole shtick is, oh, she was sickly as a kid. You know, she deals with asthma, and I have asthma. You know, all that stuff. But she's not that compelling of a character. So if I'm not really interested in the main character, it's hard to be interested in the side characters. And then what's the story? She's a worker, but then she's also a video game creator. You know, so it's like, pick one. It's like, make her just all in on video game creator or make her all in on office worker. I don't know. It's just, it's boring. So I'm trying to hold the interest, but it's boring. And I don't think we're going to watch any further. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. I am more than happy to stick with this show if you guys feel really strongly about it. If you're like, no, Dom, this is going to turn around. I see potential, or I know what's going to happen. Stick with this one. Let me know that in the comments. But I'm really just deuces with this one. Like, it's just not, at the end of it, I didn't feel like, oh, you know, man, I can't wait to watch more. I felt like that was a waste of my time. That's me being real. Be real with me in the comments. I'll see you guys for either next week's episode or another episode soon. Peace.